Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for, this is your bonus June 2021 reading. This is actually going to be a timeless reading. I'm just going to put it out there that you're going to find it whenever you need it here, Libra. But we are going to take a look at your current path. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to ask, are you on the right path? And the secret is yes, you are on the right path. Although I feel like you're looking to make some changes. You're trying to decide, is the juice worth the squeeze on your current path? I feel like you're kind of looking to make a change, like I said. But like I said, pretty much everybody has had a yes for are you on the right path, because we never really get off our path. But now we are going to look at everything you need to know about your current path, and I'm going in the wrong direction here. So let's see. It's funny, you have this mouse spirit, which is a card of like analysis paralysis. The Seven of Pentacles, the first card you had, is a card of analysis paralysis. It's a card of kind of looking too deeply into things. So I do feel like some of you need to stop like obsessing over your current path, journey, whatever, and just get moving forward here. But let's see, you end in the sun. You can't beat that. So definitely a lot of happiness coming in for you here. But let's see here what we have for you. You have the mouse spirit. This card says tend to the small things. So it's kind of asking you to do that. I do feel that this first row is saying don't give up. You're like this third sign that's had a very similar message to this. But you have the Five of Swords here. The Five of Swords to me can be a card of like conflict and fighting and giving up. And to me, it's kind of a card that says don't give up. So I feel like you need to keep pushing. Mice make very like slow progress, right? Like if they're chewing through a wall, for example, it takes them a long time to get through the wall. And I feel like you need to realize that it's like maybe things aren't happening as quickly as you would like them to happen in your life, but it's like things are still happening when they need to. And I feel like that's the difference that you need to realize here. You have the King of Swords, the Five of Swords, and the Hangman showing up here. So again, like a very delayed energy, right, with the Hangman here. The Hangman, I feel, is actually kind of get a weird message because you have two cards of enlightenment here in the bottom row, the Hangman and the Sun. They're both cards of enlightenment. His head is glowing here, Libra, on this card. And it kind of represents him understanding things or gaining a new understanding of something. So, I feel like you are gaining a new understanding of what you're going through. But really, the message I'm getting here is it's almost like if you feel that your path has slowed down, or if you feel that things are not moving forward as quickly as you would like on that Seven of Pentacles, he's looking at those Seven Pentacles and he's like saying, when is the right time to harvest these pentacles? When are they going to be ripe? When are they ready? And when are they going to be best, right? And I kind of get that energy for you here, where it's almost like you are waiting for the right moment to do something, or you're waiting for the right moment to kind of have a harvest. But it's almost like if you have been delayed, this is, the delays are very necessary, because I feel like the universe is making you, it's kind of going to be pushing you forward at exactly the right time. Yep, you have the Sun again, so definitely a lot of happiness. I think that King of Swords is just your energy, by the way, because you go from the King of Swords to the Justice card, which is your card. There's a lot of happiness and good things coming in for you. You have the Hangman again. All these repeating cards. And the Two of Wands. Yep. Two of Wands is like needing to leave a comfort zone, which pretty much everybody has. I do feel like the universe is pushing pretty much everybody to leave a comfort zone. The Two of Wands kind of says it's time for you to experience new things. He's reaching forward, grabbing a wand, and he has the whole world in his hand. So it kind of like says you're ready to reach forward to something new. Something behind you is complete. It's time to move on to the next stage. So I do feel that this reading is saying it is kind of time for you to move on to the next stage of something. You have the Change in the Wind card here. And it's like you're starting to notice that things are changing. That's not really what this card means, but that's what I'm getting. I feel like the change in the wind is like you're noticing the breeze before you get hit with the tornado. But I feel like this is a positive tornado. This is like a good tornado, not a bad thing. I feel like this is kind of like saying maybe things that you once enjoyed. You're like, this is a good example as well. But it's popping into my head that like things you once enjoyed, maybe you're not enjoying those things any longer. So maybe there are certain hobbies or interests, or maybe there's certain people or friends or whatever. It's going to be everything for you, because this is part of your path. It's not just one thing. And I feel like certain things, you no longer enjoy it, plain and simple. And I feel like you need to pay attention to that. I feel like that is like the change that you're noticing. And I feel like this change is going to lead to the sun, something much better in your life. But you're definitely changing at this time. You have the Queen of Wands, the Justice card, and the Page of Swords here. I do feel like you're still looking back on the past, and maybe you're asking yourself, like, why do I no longer enjoy the things I once enjoyed? Maybe you had a job that you enjoyed. I feel like it's because it's like your energy is raising. This is happening to a lot of people. I think it's astrological, right? I feel we have like a lot of the major planets are changing signs or will be changing signs in the future between now and 2025, like the end of 2025. And, what I would say about that is like, I feel like we're raising our vibes, right? We're raising our vibration. And because of that, it's like maybe our energy just no longer belongs to a certain space. So I feel like what you need to realize here in this middle row is it's like maybe you had a job that you loved, but maybe you're starting to be like, I don't want to go anymore. Or maybe it makes you tired to think about it, right? I feel like this is saying now it's time to move on to something new. There could be like hobbies or businesses or, other things that you are also moving towards here with this energy. And it's like, but past things are no longer enjoyable to you. So it's like really, I would say this is more of a maturing energy. There's nothing scary about this, by the way. This is going to be a positive thing for you, Libra. And I feel like you need to realize that this is a maturing process that you're going through. I say that because you have the Hermit. The Hermit, he has a gray cloak and he has a gray beard. But, gray in tarot represents maturity or kind of like maturing in a certain way. So I feel like you're just maturing with this Hermit energy. It's like you're becoming something more than you were before here. So I do like this for you here, Libra. Let's see. You have the Four of Swords, card of recovery, card of healing with the Four of Swords. You have the Star. Definitely a lot of positive attention coming in for you. And the Six of Cups, gift from the universe. For a lot of you, it's like you're kind of like being pushed forward to try something again. The Six of Cups to me is like a gift from the universe. It's like the universe is saying, hey, it's time for you to try something again that didn't work out the first time. And I'm not referring to love here. It could be anything. Again, this is a path reading. It's not about one thing. It's about everything. Six of Cups is removal of obstacles from your life. So there might be certain obstacles that you've been bumping up against, and the Six of Cups can represent those obstacles being removed, and it's kind of like saying you can now push through those obstacles. You even have the Star. The Star can represent rebirth as well, so I do feel some of you are kind of going through, if it wants to focus, I feel like you are going through a rebirth with the Star card. I feel like it's kind of saying that it's going to be very important, this combination here, the Justice card and the Star card, it's kind of saying to me that it's going to be very important for you to kind of like choose where you're placing your energy here. I'm kind of focusing more on balance. Not really what the Star card means. The Justice card, of course, represents balance, but I'm getting it on the Star card. I feel like it's saying like you need to make sure you're getting plenty of resting, relaxing energy with that Four of Swords. I feel like you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself. But I also feel like there needs to be a balanced giving energy where you're like giving or trying to build something that you want to build here. And I feel like you need to do everything. It's going to be important that you do things in balance. The Queen of Wands is very bold, assertive energy. So it's kind of like one of those things. I feel like you're going to, like over the next, couple of years here, I feel like you're going to feel very kind of like inspired, very bold, very assertive. It's like you're really going to be wanting to accomplish things. I feel like most of you already feel this. It's like you already feel like you want to do something in your life or make a change. And I just feel like it's this row here is saying it's going to be very important for you to protect your energy. In your last row here, you have the Two of Swords here. Needing to make a choice. Two of Swords is a card of needing to leave a comfort zone. Pretty much everybody gets this nowadays. I don't know. To me, there's a lot of stuff in the astrology that could represent leaving a comfort zone or needing to make some sort of change. Two of Swords normally is a lady with the blindfold, and she's like sitting down, and there's new lands behind her. So this is kind of like a card that says it's time for you to go towards new lands. You have the Hermit, the Two of Pentacles, and the Sun here. I feel like you need to allow the Sun to be your guide. The Sun is, one thing I like to remind people of with the Sun is it shines a light on things that we desire. It shines a light on things that we maybe want to have, or it shines a light on things that maybe we should be creating. And I feel like you need to realize that with the Sun energy. I feel like you need to kind of something maybe brings you happiness or joy, and it's like something that's trying to get your attention. And I feel like you need to pay attention to your attention with the sun, because it's like maybe something is catching your eye, like a new idea, a new business, or a new direction you want to take your life. And the sun kind of says, like, move in that direction. The Hermit, he has the star in his lantern, and you have the star right here. I do feel like this is saying, like, don't be afraid to shine bright at this time either. You have the sun twice and the star, I feel like this is saying, don't be afraid to, show off. You have the Queen of Wands here, which is a card of seduction, and, but I do feel like this is saying, as long as it's positive attention, don't be afraid to kind of, put your attention out into the world. And so you could be like creating something. You could be getting on YouTube. You could be putting something out on social media. And I feel like there's this kind of, the Hermit, I'm seeing that as you kind of bottling up your star. And I feel like you need to not do that. I feel like you need to kind of like make sure you're shining at this time with that Hermit energy. And you have the Two of Pentacles here. Again, this is like a choice. You definitely have a choice here on something. Let's see. Let's see if we can get more details on this choice that you could be making. You have the Fool, a choice to start something new. The Two of Swords, leaving a comfort zone here, Libra. And the Page of Wands. Yeah, it's like you could be being drawn towards an adventure. I feel this for a lot of people. Uranus and Taurus, plain and simple. Uranus and Taurus has a very strong desire for freedom. It's very confusing energy because we came off all this energy. We had like a few years ago, I should say, we had all this energy in Sagittarius, including Saturn, and so people were probably, people were traveling, right? Then Saturn moves into Capricorn, which we dealt with for the last 3 years, which is more kind of like wanting a place to be, and so, we saw like a lot of people wanting to find their home, or, you could have moved during that period, or you could have done something to really solidify where you are living. The confusion is Uranus and Taurus, which is this right here. Uranus and Taurus has a very strong desire for freedom, and also kind of like the ability to move whenever you want. So I feel we're entering into this period where we could see people buying apartments more or renting apartments instead of buying homes, or renting homes instead of buying homes. And this will be developing over the next few years, just because I feel like people won't want to lock themselves down into one place. But you could be doing a lot of adventuring in other areas of your life as well, because of Uranus and Taurus. You could be saying to yourself, well, life is short, and there are like 10 careers that I want to experience, so I'm just going to try them all. And that sounds crazy, but I do feel that we are going to see people doing crazy things that are crazy like that, where people might be saying, you know what, I'm not going to limit myself to just one thing. I'm going to try everything. And it might seem a little chaotic. Uranus is chaos, but I feel like people are going to do it to discover what they truly want to do. So let's get more, I want to get more details on that. Fool, take the leap of faith towards something that you really want to do. Page of Pentacles, new beginning. And the Temperance card, turning one thing into another. It's like, what's popping into my head is, it's like, does anyone really want to be, an accountant? Does anyone really want to be a lawyer? No. Not really. I mean, you might say to me, yeah, I want to be one of those things, right? But, at the same time, it's like, I feel like people want more freedom than that. It's like, if you're a lawyer, it's like you're working 80 hours a week. Who really, truly wants that? Are there some people? Yes, of course. But I'm talking generally. For the most part, nobody really wants to work 80 hours in a week, for the most part, right? And I feel that's like the energy I feel here, is it's like you could be saying, and same thing with like being an accountant. It's like, do you really think, or, any other job or career, it's like, do you really think when you were on the other side, that you came here wanting to be an accountant? I don't think so, right? There are probably other desires, other things you want to experience. And I feel like that's what you're kind of like experiencing here with this energy, is what I'd say to you, Libra. You have the Six of Pentacles, being an accountant. I don't know why the word, somebody out there is becoming an accountant here, Libra. You have the Nine of Wands, don't give up on some sort of dream. And the King of Swords, yeah. I do feel like you have the wisdom and the knowledge to do something that you truly want to do. So it's like, if you're hoping to change your path or do something new or experiencing something different, then you could totally do that with this energy. The Fool is like just getting started twice. I feel like there's something inside of you, Star, the star is like desire in some ways, and it is a card of hope, faith, renewal, all those things, but it's kind of like bigger than that. It's like there's an ultimate goal, something that you really want. Six of Pentacles just says start planting seeds. Start taking those first steps. Nine of Wands says don't give up. Page of Pentacles says learn as much as you possibly can about something you really want to do. And the King of Swords says you have the knowledge to do this. Even the Temperance card says it doesn't really matter what your situation is. You can easily change your current situation with that Temperance card. It's funny, I was just talking in another reading about this author I like. His name is James Altucher. And he has a book called Choose Yourself. And in it, in one of the chapters, I'm actually going to listen to it again. It's a very short book. And in one of the chapters, he says something along the lines where, like, people lock themselves into things and they think they're stuck. But really, you can make a choice to leave something. And he talks about contracts, for example. He's like, contracts are meant to be broken. It's like, yeah, there might be consequences. And there are consequences to breaking a contract, for example. But he says, but, at the same time, there's like an unwritten rule. There is an understanding that contracts are meant to be broken. So it's like you're not stuck anywhere where you think you're stuck. So I feel like you need to set yourself free from something here. And that's kind of popping into my head at the end, but it could be a contract. It could be anything, Libra. It doesn't have to be a contract. And I feel like you need to realize that it's like the only reason maybe you feel stuck is because of like society or whatever, but you could easily turn the situation around. That's what I got here, Libra. I like this reading. So thank you for being here, Libra. I really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. Also, feel free to like and subscribe. Really appreciate the support. But thank you, Libra, and definitely enjoy your month.